Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing a different kind of video, you guys. So today I'll be explaining to you the 5 things you need to know before you invest in a property in Bali. Alright, now with that being said, let's get right into the video. Real estate in Bali has been absolutely booming over these past few months, and everyone is trying to get in on it, which is a good thing to do, jump on the trend, ride the wave, and pick up as much profit as you can. But here are a few things you need to know before you do all that. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that just like in any other investment, you need to do your market research. Okay, by doing your market research, you're able to understand the playing field and stay ahead of your competition. Also, know what works and know what doesn't work. For example, when it comes to real estate, we all know that location is key. Location, location, and location. In Bali, this is super important. Different locations will give you completely different ROI. Whether you are looking in Ubud, Canggu, or Kuta, you will be targeting a different type of clientele, which means that you should adapt your design to suit them. Knowing the main neighborhoods in Bali's biggest tourist areas will help you decide which ones are better. Different locations will also mean different permits, and you need to also keep up with the recent changes in regulations. For now, there are 3 main zonings. The first one is called the yellow zone. It can be considered as a residential zoning, so basically you could build or buy your villas there. The second one is the red zone. It's a commercial zoning, which is probably one of the best zonings you can get. This is usually more difficult zoning to find, and it'll show in the price. It will be a bit more expensive as well. And the last one is the green zone. The green zone makes up for 80% of the total land area in Bali. On green zone land, you are not allowed to build any permanent structures. Some locals may tell you that it's fine, but you might be putting your investment at risk. This is why it is very important to understand the different zones and to be careful when it comes to purchasing land. Villas will be cheaper in these locations, obviously, but we do not recommend it whatsoever. So study the market. Even a basic understanding of the locations, regulations, permits, and zoning will definitely help you out. The next thing you need to take into account before investing in Bali is to know what your goals are. Okay, as an investor, you need to set realistic and attainable objectives. The average normal annual return on investment through a rental property is 10 to 20%. A good one will get you back 15 to 20% a year. And some of our best investment properties have reached well above 20%. Those are the excellent ones though. But also something to know is that when it comes to occupancy rate, it's a little bit tricky. A high occupancy rate doesn't mean a higher ROI. Some villas have an occupancy rate of 95% but are not as profitable as the other ones with a 75% occupancy rate. If your occupancy rate is too high, you should raise your nightly rate until you find a good balance. But this should already be taken into account if you're working with a good management company. Now, moving on to my third point is that you need to weigh your risks. As is the case with any type of investment, there are risks. Bali does rely heavily on tourism, and anything that affects tourism in Bali will directly affect the cash flow of your property. On the other hand, the explosion in this market also presents rising demands for properties and like an insane upside potential for some excellent ROIs and with a very low entry investment. Rules and regulations might also be hard to stick to as they might not be clear sometimes. So you might make some mistakes and have to pay a fine, but this also brings me to the first point, is to study the market. By studying the market, you also minimize your risks. Point number 4, you need to get the right contacts. By having the right contacts, you can achieve much greater things than if you were to have the wrong contacts, as the wrong contacts will only cost you more money. You need to work with the right people, and I can give you a few examples. A good management company will decide on whether your villa is a successful Airbnb business or not. So you definitely need a good management team. It will impact your return on investment, obviously. A good agent will show you properties that will be profitable. A less good one might waste your time and not show you the right products. There are many companies in Bali that propose great services. Do your market research and you'll hear some names come up a few times. Something you can also do is hire a consultant. They will make sure all the papers are in order, minimize the risk, and will probably refer you to all the right people such as notaries, management, companies, and whoever you'll need. But you have to know that in some cases, we've seen clients miss out on great opportunities because a thorough due diligence through a consultant does take a bit of time. So it is something to keep in mind. And the last thing you need to know before you invest in Bali is to add your touch. Yuki, what do you mean by adding your touch? What I mean is that you need to be original to outdrive your competition. And in this case, it would be other villas, other properties, and different designs. The whole property market in Bali is a relatively new market. There are many opportunities to distinguish yourself from others, and it shouldn't be too complicated. This is not only valid for construction, but also, for example, furniture, interior design, or even just the way you would manage and host your clients. You could do simple things like offering a small gift card or a souvenir to your guests, and it will really enhance their experience and make it that much more memorable. So anything you do extra will only be good for your villa. So yeah, guys, don't hesitate to contact us if you have any information about how to invest in Bali. We could set up a call, schedule a call, and we would happily answer your questions. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow our Instagram page at The House Realty, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.